All right, let's talk about this thing right here. I haven't watched this. I just wanted to watch it with you guys. I don't know. Natu, did you send this to me or Chinye? Somebody sent this to me. I don't know who sent it to me. 10 things I have learned in 10 years of being married. Actually, let me see if I can trace who sent it to me. Somebody sent this to me. I saw it like the last few minutes before I came on. I was like, oh, that would be interesting to cover. Let me see if I can find who sent it to me. No, it's not Natu that sent it to me. Who sent this to me? Somebody sent this to me. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find that person. No, I can't find it. Yeah, I can't tell who sent it. But anyway, somebody sent it to me. But I do follow Mazi Tunde Ednot, Mufasa Tunde. So I'm going to play this video and then we'll take it from there. Let's go.
With you guys.
So the title says 10 things I have learned in 10 years of being married. All right, let's go for it.
10 things that I have learned for being married for 10 years. Now listen, this is not an advice. I'm just sharing.
Oh God, she says it's not an advice. I really do want married people to stop saying that. Okay, I'm pushing against that now. I get it, they're trying to be humble. All right, it's okay if it's an advice. It's okay. Okay, it's okay if it's an advice. It doesn't mean it's a religion. People can take one little insight and actually see the reality of what it looks like if you're a married person, right? If we have at least 10 loud married couples in this internet street, I think it can change a lot, you know? It can change a lot. Like 10 loud content creator married people, right? It's not advice. What is it going to be if it's not advice? We just want to talk for no reason. Let's continue.
And what I have seen, what I have learned from both my marriage and marriage of other people that are close to me. You can pick anything that you think might help you from what I'm going to say, but please, it is not an advice. Number one, make sure you have something doing as a woman. No matter how, whether he's an
Oh, it's advice for women. Make sure you have something you're doing as a woman. Is that what she said?
He takes care of your bills, whatever. And you know, some men will say they don't want their wives to have white-collar jobs. Get a business, start a blog, start a cooking show, do something, bring something to the table, have your own money. Because somebody like me that has siblings, and then they'll call me out of the blue, oh, I need this, I need that. And then you now decide, oh, I want to be asking my husband all the time. You ask him today, he'll give you, ask him tomorrow. Definitely when you ask him the third time, he's going to be tired of it. So get something doing. Do something that's going to be productive for you. That helps marriages a lot. Number two,
I like that actually.
When there is an argument, this is free advice for somebody like me that likes talking back.
See,
when there is an argument, just
I knew it. She finally said it. She admitted this is free advice. Right? She finally admitted to it. I like it. Yeah, please give the advice. Give the advice. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Right. So she did say, get something to do as a woman, right? Yeah, that's cool. I think that's a good advice. The ideal mind is the devil's playground. The ideal mind is the devil's playground. And devil is not going to fly out of heaven in black garments with a dark face. It's going to use you. Let's continue.
Ignore. When he's talking, just ignore. I'm not saying you're going to accept defeat or whatever. Allow this time pass because everything is quite hot right now. You allow it. When he's done talking, you give it space. Most of them will come back like 20 minutes later and be like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say this. Because if you talk and he talks back, he's definitely going to say things that are going to hurt you so much. And you're going to be stuck with someone you're going to be remembering the things he said to you that hurt. Let me tell you, I learned the hard way. When you keep quiet when there is an argument, it works better. Then later on, you make your case and then you guys can apologize to each other later.
All right. I like that, but here's one caveat. Okay. I like that, but there's a caveat to that. Right. I like the timing aspect of what she said. Right. I'm not really in big favor of just be quiet. Okay. Just be quiet is different from actively listening. Those are two different things. Actively listening can come with a certain level of being quiet, but there's an engagement involved in that. There is a listening to understand involved in that, right? And it doesn't have room for somebody feeling like you're being dismissive. You feel me? Yeah. So I'm not really a big fan of just don't just be quiet. No, I'm not, because she said I talk back, now she might need that. Maybe she's at this level where she needs to practice I need to be quiet. So when you're measuring a person that used to talk back a lot against be quiet, maybe the guy is actually enjoying being quiet, surprise, because it's a brand new thing in their world. So maybe that worked for her, right? But as an absolute statement for everyone, some people actually need to speak up a little bit more, right? Not to say I beg free big mouth WhatsApp group alone, right? So it's like if somebody talks a lot, it might not be a bad idea for them to be quiet sometimes, right? So that they can actually process things. But I still say make sure that when we're saying that you actually know that there's active listening and some level of engagement, because people can read your body language and see if you're engaged or if you're being dismissive. Being dismissive is highly offensive, right? So if especially a person that's not asking you to be quiet and you're just quiet, or you tend to be quiet, or you take this advice and take it to the bank as absolute, and then it gets worse because you want to be quiet now, because you are enjoying being quiet because it's preparing him, it will backfire. But I like what she said when she said timing. Okay, there's the timing aspect of it is accurate, because we talked about it earlier when we talked about 50 cents and all this when should you be petty. Well, there's timing involved in that. Being able to measure timing is a big deal when it comes to being a winner. You have to okay, this is not the time, I can back off a little bit, I can listen a little bit longer, I can give it some space. When you give things space from a very active standpoint, from an intentional place, you can't go wrong, right? Because you're still engaged, you're just giving it space. You understand long term the effect of giving it space, as opposed to let me just be dismissive, right? That's not going to work. That's going to backfire. But I like the timing piece of it. Let's continue. She's only on 2.
Number 3, when your spouse has an issue with his siblings or his parents or his brothers or whatever, and he comes and tells you that, oh, this person did so things to me, it is not your place for you to tell him that okay, or add your salt and pepper. You, once he's done saying everything he's saying, you just tell him, well, sorry, it probably, maybe he was not in the mood or something happened, but you do not add your salt and pepper. Yes, you're his wife and you might have his kids, but you don't add salt and pepper when your husband has issues with his siblings. You stay out of it. All you're supposed to do there is just tell him sorry, try and work it out, try and talk to him about it. But if you add salt and pepper,
if you add salt and pepper, that matter will not concern you. You might just end up collecting. Good point. Look at the smile on her face. She's like, let me tell you the rest.
Let me laugh. Number 4, when we always have sometimes we have those friends of our husbands that just want to give us attitude for no reason. In no occasion should you report to your husband that your friend is giving me attitude. No. If what he does is he gives you bombastic side eye all the time, when you meet him next, you give him criminal side eye.
I like that.
And then he'll be
I like that.
want to report himself. Then you state your case then. But never you report first. You allow it play out and then you make your case.
Timing, allow it to play out. Don't be so in the haste. It might not even be about you. But just let it play out. If they roll eyes too. Kilo shele. Don't go and report to your husband, Now, it depends. Obviously, it depends. If it's something that's very uncomfortable and at some point you have to address something, But if it's just, the way she describes it sounds like something mild in nature. Like, don't be hasty. Basically what she's trying to say. Let things play out is what I like the most about that advice. Let things play out. Don't be such in a haste to, I need to be right. Because I'm right. That's probably more of your personal problem than the actual thing that you're looking at,
Don't fall into that trap. Number 5. This one is very controversial. Do not check his phone. And I know a lot of people will be like, what if he's hiding something, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I used to be a phone ranger too. And trust me, it does not help you. It becomes like an addiction. When his phone is lying there, all you think about is
coconut head. They won't hear. The addiction part you just said, Auntie, they're not going to hear until they They won't hear it. Well, let her continue.
How to check it. It becomes an addiction. And it's not really good.
Addiction, that part.
Good for you. Just ignore it. Like, When marriage will work, it will work. When it will not work, it will not work.
No, they won't say I can't ignore it. They will say I need evidence. So I don't come and shall I tired. Like no, ignore it. No, what are you talking about, right? She's just ignore it. Like they can't ignore it. The addiction, right?
Most times you just go and read chats that he has with his friends, which is kind of his privacy. When I have chats
What privacy? Why are you doing privacy inside of marriage? That doesn't make any sense. If you don't want to be married, don't be married. Says who? Are you married? I mean, what are you talking about? There are married people that believe the same thing, by the way, but usually they're not acknowledging that they've gone through their own shege. They're on the other side, and both people are on the same page in that level. They're not acknowledging that, not like people are going to have to go through their own stories. They're not acknowledging that part, right? They're not acknowledging that it's just organic now. Our life is entangled up, so it's just a natural thing. They're not acknowledging that. They're just going to try to transplant you from your young 22 years old person, to becoming being married for the last 30 years. They're going to try to do that. That's not real. That's not going to work. That's aside of the fact that everybody's story is unique.
Discussion with my friend, it's kind of my privacy. So I don't expect anyone to check it or whatever. So keep his phone, allow his phone. When a man is cheating, you will know. When there's somebody else where
they won't know because they lack discernment. They must see it in science and facts before they will know. They won't know. They need to see it. After they see it, they will still not believe. They will still be obsessed with, addicted to seeing that phone.
We know you don't need it. You will know. You go show. Men no sabi hide their feelings. You will know. So stop checking his phone. This one is number 6, and I'm going to be talking about your in-laws. Listen, when
she looks like she's from the north, she's dressed like women from the north. All right. I can't generalize, but from the little I've seen, it looks like the women from the north. It looks like they are more positioned to really understand the dynamics of what makes this kind of things work long term. Now, tell me if you disagree with that, or tell me if that's just pure generalization. But just from the little I've seen, it looks like they're able to comprehend these kind of things more. That's coming from me, that I hate generalization, but I don't know. I'm paying attention to some things. But let me know if you disagree with that.
You have issues with your in-laws, because you're definitely going to have issues with them, because you guys will always be around each other. You're going to have issues. When handling those issues, use wisdom. Remember that they are your husband's relations. You have to use wisdom. Most times you might be in the wrong. Most times they are the ones that are going to be in the wrong. But whichever case it might be, use wisdom when handling issues with them. I want to share with you guys 10 things that
That wisdom thing, I say it all the time. My struggle with saying wisdom is I feel like it's vague to a lot of people. There are people who literally talk out of their ass and common sense, and they think they're talking wisdom. So sometimes when I say wisdom, like, is there another word? Is there another way to break that down? I was like, okay, we can't finish that conversation. Let's just continue, right? But she's right. Much wisdom is required. And she said something. She said you're always going to be around each other. Well, anytime there's any kind of collaborative effort between human beings, there will be friction. It's not your fault. It's not necessarily their fault. I get it. You feel like it's their fault and they should collect for it. Okay. All right. Maybe. I don't know your story. But just as a default, already, there's going to be friction. Right? So much wisdom is obviously going to be required in terms of handling conflict, inevitable conflict, right? That's going to happen. And she said something. Remember, some of you forget that your wife's sister, he's her sister. That's the person she will continue to give her grace. A level of grace that you're probably not capable of giving. Right? So when you're talking mad about her sister, you're braining now. Like, think about it a little bit deeper than just your feelings. She's probably not going to receive. At some point, she'll be like, okay, enough. That's my sister. Why are you talking about my sister like that? Right? Emotional intelligence. Like, we get your own emotions. Can you also pause for a second and say, what about the emotions that this other person is going to feel, because you're talking about their extended family, yes, but when there's crisis, they will start remembering that's my family. They might, instead of saying extended family, that's my sister. Don't talk to my sister about that. Why are you like, okay, Atigbo, we don't hear. Do you want to wait until then? or you want to yara and brain, ask, like, borrow yourself wisdom ahead of time and say, no, I feel how I feel, I can handle things a little bit better. And the way I feel, there's no way, I know we are one. She will never feel that same way about a misbehaved sister who doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut. When it comes to in-laws, stop thinking it's just you that's going through it. Everyone will go through it, of course at different levels, right? But if you start, at least be aware that there's nothing peculiar special about you. Okay? We all will go through some level of that. If you start with that, maybe you can handle yours a little bit better. Let's continue to number 8, I think.
I have learned for being married for 10 years. Now listen, this is not an advice. I'm just sharing what I've seen, what I've learned from both my marriage and marriage with other people that are close to me. You can pick anything that you think might help you from what I'm going to say, but please, it is not an advice. Number 1, make sure you have something doing as a woman. No matter...
Oh, she finished it? Oh, I guess it's finished. I didn't get the full 10. Anyway, I think he ended at 8. I'm not sure. Did he end at 8? I guess. Anyway, I'm looking at somebody here who is named a barista of some sort. Some kind of barista. Let me reduce the face because we don't need to shine on them. The person said, I was agreeing with you till you said, don't check his phone. This generation, I am so tired of you people. You can let your partner see your nakedness. This is always a stupid argument. Listen to me clearly, those of you that say this. This is always a stupid argument. Okay? It's not the same thing. Oh, you said swipe? No, there's no swipe. That was it. Tunde no doesn't do stuff about swipes. Okay? This is always a stupid argument. This is always a stupid reason to check people's phone. Listen to it clearly. I want this to be clear. I was agreeing with you till you said, don't check his phone. This generation, I'm so tired of you people. You can let your partner see your nakedness, but not your phone. When they said two has become one, this is why they said sometimes. This is why they said sometimes you need wisdom. When two shall become one.
Got it.
Two shall become one. Two shall become one. Straight inside of the portal. Clearly, it's not working. It's not working. And yes, two can still become one. She's giving you advice to help you become one. But here you go, pushing against it with two shall become one. Eh? Are you whining? What's going on with this Indomie generation concept? Right? When they said two has become one, did they minus the phone? Did they use phone to write that part in the Bible? Check, but with it. Right? See wisdom inside the poto. Y'all aren't ready. This person is American. Y'all aren't ready to be truthful to yourself, because if you are being truthful, transparent, committed, and loyal in your relationship, marriage, then your phone will never be a big deal. I don't even know what to do with this. I think I made my point. Okay. When two shall become one, it's not black and white. The human emotions are involved, right? Human individualities are involved. They still have relationship with their friends outside of you, their brothers outside of you, their professional life, right? There are screenshots being said. The other day, somebody that I highly respect, right, wanted to make a point. And the person sent a certain type of video to me to make the point. You go inside of that video, you go and see that video. And then you have your own demons that's already haunting you, that will destroy you anyway, because you won't listen. You won't listen until you collect. You now see such video, and then you create about 200 Nollywood movies in your head on what you think happened and where happened and where it happened, right? Right. Now, could I have been more careful and delete that as soon as I seen in what point was made? Yes. Could I have been forgetful? Yes, I'm a human being. Could I have been just comfortable, like, oh yeah, of course, my wife goes to my phone every time anyway, and leave it there, and then she sees it, and then she's like, why is this person sending you this? Right? It could be, right? Are these reasons why not to check your phone? No. You should check your phone if you want. But what I'm saying is that you're still not going to be satisfied. She said it. She said you'll be addicted. She did exactly. She already told you no advice. I'm the one that's actually trying to tell her, say it's advice. So the coconut head can break apart a little bit small, right? She's actually telling you you'll be addicted. It's still never going to be enough for you. Because there's an insecurity that's playing a role, and you're going to use your own hands to destroy your own relationship. Because if that thing is not inside that phone, you'll find something else. Because there's more than enough reasons around you to drag your partner woto. There's more than enough reasons. You just have to be insecure enough. That's all. Right? If you're going to check in each other's phone, make sure it's coming from an organic place. You guys are in that place. It's just obvious. You have the discernment to know. Right? But if you want to check, there's a difference between want to check or you actually do check. Those are two different things. Want to check is like there's something going on and you need to find out. Go and check. It's the same reason why people are asking for DNA tests. You already have doubts about that situation. So let's not even argue about what is not. You already have doubts. You should probably go and get that question answered. Okay? Go and get it answered. But for you to come back and it's now positively your babies and you think the drama is over. No, it is not over, Baba. That insecurity will destroy you. I warn you. See, you try to make scientific reasons why you must be insecure. You collect.
Sorry.
All right. And you're probably already collecting. You probably have doubts about the situation. So it's hard to argue it. Go and check the phone if you need to check. After all, we can't stop you. Okay? There's a good chance you're not getting the kwekus, by the way, if you're having a hard time checking the phone. And this is a point of contention for you. Right? It's a good, like, oh, when you see each other nakedness, maybe you actually haven't been seeing the nakedness. Who are you? Just stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
There are deeper reasons why people are obsessed with checking the phone. There are deeper reasons why people are asking that, please check my phone. You say check my phone because you're obsessed with checking the other person's phone. Okay? But there's a place you want to get to eventually where you're comfortable. It's not a big deal. They're not covering their phone on the floor. They're comfortable. So you don't even feel the need to check it. The phone is wide open like that. They're not hiding in the bathroom for hours upon hours with their phone. They're not running outside of the shower with soap on their face because they forgot their phone outside, right? If you're going through that, your problems are deeper than checking the phone. You probably should check the phone, but you should be prepared for a bigger battle ahead. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's not the issue. The phone is never the issue. The phone is never the issue. The phone is an easy thing to blame your issues on, though. Just like the US divorce courts. Don't allow the civilization break your phone, your home. There is nothing like 50-50 in marriage. Your husband is your boss. Husband is boss. What does that even mean? That sounds stupid. See, they're trying to make it into absolutes. Right? That sounds stupid. That sounds like somebody that should not be talking for the next 1 year. What I know is that no amount of another person's experience can prepare you for marriage. Everyone asks a different question paper to answer. That's also stupid. There's a manual. There's a manual right here. You can download it for free. loveandprestige.com. That's one manual. There are many of them out there. Start reading. Start reading and start asking more questions instead of telling yourself there's no manual. I agree with everything, but that number 5 here, there's nothing like privacy in marriage. Auntie, check that phone. There is privacy in marriage. If there's no privacy in marriage, there is secrecy. It's one or the other. If there's no privacy in marriage, then for sure you will have secrets. Somebody's going to keep secret from you because you don't know how to mind your fucking business. That's why they're going to keep secret from you, and you deserve that. What a brilliant woman. These are the kind of women we need our social media space, not the condemned ones that cause their self-relationship therapies after several failed marriages. May Allah protect all our homes. I'm just going to leave that at that. I think that's a good point. All right, we got two stories to cover. It's a lot today, but it's okay. We got a lot of content to cover. We got a lot of things to learn, right? So let's do that. I'll be right back.
Beautiful girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.